Aaron stepped off the starship onto the surface of Zytheria, his boots crunching on the red-tinted sand. The sky was a swirl of violet and gold, and the twin suns reflected off the jagged crystal mountains in the distance. He paused for a moment to take it all in. Zytheria was beautiful, but it was also intimidating. He could feel the weight of 1,000 eyes on him, waiting to see what this human could do. The alien city ahead was unlike anything he had seen before. Towers of metal and crystal reached toward the sky, sharp and angular, their surfaces shimmering as if alive. The streets were wide and clean, and strange vehicles glided silently over the ground. Everywhere he looked, Zytherians moved with precision and confidence. Their tall forms were elegant yet strong, their skin a mix of deep blues, greens, and silvers. Their eyes glowed faintly, revealing their psychic abilities. Aaron reminded himself that humans had no natural psychic powers, but that did not mean they were weak. He walked alongside his translator companion, a Zytherian named Kale, who was tasked with guiding him. Kale's movements were careful, almost fluid, and his long fingers twitched as if he was sensing the energies around him. "Are you ready for the ceremony?" Kyle asked, his voice smooth but serious. Aaron nodded. "As ready as I will ever be. I hope the Queen is not too difficult." Kyle's glowing eyes narrowed slightly. "Queen Thalara is not difficult. She is decisive. She has ruled Zytheria for decades, and she respects only those who can show their worth. That includes you, human." Aaron smiled faintly. "Worth, huh? I guess we will see." They entered the main plaza of the city, where hundreds of Zytherians had gathered. The crowd was silent, watching the human carefully. Aaron could feel their judgment, their disbelief that someone from Earth could even stand in their presence. He straightened his posture and walked with confidence, though his heart was racing. Humans were not expected to survive long on this planet, let alone impress anyone here. At the center of the plaza, a stage of black crystal rose high above the crowd. On it stood Queen Thalara. She was taller than any Zytherian Aaron had seen so far, her skin a deep silver with streaks of violet that shimmered in the sunlight. Her eyes glowed brighter than the others, and when she looked at Aaron, it was as if she could see into his mind. The human shivered, though he did not show it. "Welcome, human," Queen Thalara said, her voice calm but powerful. It echoed across the plaza, and everyone fell silent. "You have been chosen for the alliance ceremony. Few humans are ever granted this honor. Few survive it. You will prove your worth, or you will fail before all of Zytheria." The words sent a ripple through the crowd. Aaron's translator whispered, "You are expected to undergo the ritual trials. They are designed to challenge mind, body, and spirit. Many who fail never return to their people." Aaron nodded slowly. "Then I will do my best. I am not here to fail." Queen Thalara raised her hands, and a circle of floating crystal platforms appeared above the stage. Each platform glowed with a different color, representing a trial: strength, skill, wisdom, and endurance. Aaron's eyes widened slightly. He had trained for many challenges on Earth, but Zytheria was unlike any place he had ever faced. "Step forward, human," the Queen commanded. Aaron did, keeping his eyes steady. The crowd whispered, some laughing softly at the human's confidence. Kale gave him a subtle nod, signaling that now was the time to show his courage. The first trial began. A Zytherian warrior, tall and muscular, stepped onto the platform. Aaron noticed that the warrior's body seemed to shimmer with psychic energy, a visible aura that gave him strength beyond normal physical limits. The warrior raised his hand, and the platform shifted, becoming a spinning ring suspended in midair. "You must maintain balance while facing your opponent," Queen Thalara said. "Fail, and you will be removed from the ceremony." Aaron took a deep breath and stepped onto the ring. It wobbled under his feet, but he focused on his center of gravity. The warrior lunged at him faster than any human could normally move. Aaron ducked and rolled, relying on his reflexes. The warrior attacked again, but Aaron used the spinning momentum of the platform to evade, surprising the crowd. He had no psychic powers, but humans were clever, and he used strategy to survive. Minutes passed like hours, but Aaron kept moving. He did not rely on brute strength because he had none compared to the Zytherian. Instead, he studied the warrior's patterns, predicting his attacks. Finally, the warrior paused, lowering his arms in acknowledgement. Aaron's balance remained steady, his stance unshaken. The crowd murmured in astonishment. Humans were not supposed to last this long. Queen Thalara's eyes narrowed, studying him carefully. Aaron had survived the first trial, not with power but with ingenuity. The next trial tested his mind. A psychic maze appeared, walls of glowing energy shifting and twisting. Aaron had to navigate the maze while facing illusions designed to confuse and frighten him. Images of danger, failure, and despair surrounded him. He saw his family, his friends, and his home planet all in danger in front of his eyes. Aaron took a deep breath. He reminded himself that these were illusions. They could not harm him unless he allowed them to. Step by step, he moved through the maze using logic and observation to find the correct path. Other humans would have panicked, but Aaron focused on what he could control. Finally, he reached the center of the maze. A glowing crystal orb awaited him. He touched it, and the maze vanished, revealing the plaza once more. The crowd's astonishment grew. This human had solved a psychic puzzle that many Zetherians found challenging. Kale's eyes gleamed with pride. The third trial was physical endurance. A chamber opened, revealing a landscape of shifting gravity. Platforms rose and fell. Walls moved, and beams of energy cut across the room. Aaron had to reach the far side while avoiding obstacles that could crush or throw him off balance. He ran, jumped, and dodged, relying on his human reflexes and determination. Every step required focus and courage. At one point, he fell but quickly caught himself, using the momentum to continue forward. The crowd held its breath. Humans were supposed to struggle here, but Aaron pressed on, reaching the end and standing tall. Queen Thalara watched silently. Her expression did not change, but Aaron could feel her attention, sharp and probing. He was beginning to understand why she was considered one of the greatest rulers of Scytheria. Her judgment was precise and unforgiving, yet fair. Finally, the last trial began, a demonstration of spirit and leadership. Aaron had to coordinate a group of Zetherian warriors in a simulated combat exercise, guiding them to complete a complex mission. The warriors were skeptical, some even resisting his orders. They were stronger, faster, and more experienced than him, Aaron thought carefully. He did not try to dominate them. Instead, he observed, listened, and gave simple, clear instructions. Slowly, the warriors began to follow. Step by step, they completed the mission. The crowd was silent at first, then erupted into murmurs of approval. Humans were not supposed to lead Zetherians, yet here was one who did so with patience and intelligence. Queen Thalara stepped forward. Her glowing eyes met Aaron's. "You have completed the trials," she said. "Few humans have ever survived this far. Your mind and spirit are unexpected. You may proceed to the next stage of the ceremony." Aaron bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Your Majesty." The crowd's reaction was mixed. Some cheered, others whispered in disbelief. Kale approached him. "You have surprised everyone, human." Even the Queen, Aaron nodded. "I just did what humans do best." "We find a way." Queen Thalara studied him for a long moment. Then, with a wave of her hand, the ceremony moved to the next stage. Aaron had survived the arrival and the trials. The human was no longer just an outsider. He had proven that humans had hidden strengths that even the most powerful aliens could not foresee. As he looked at the crowd, Aaron felt a spark of hope. The road ahead would not be easy. Queen Thalara's expectations would be high, and the challenges would only grow. Yet for the first time, humans on Zethria had earned a place in the alien world, and Aaron knew that what he had shown so far was only the beginning. Humans were underestimated, but underestimation could be a powerful advantage. The story of the human Groom was about to unfold, and no one, not even the alien queen, would forget what they were capable of. After the initial ceremony, Aaron was escorted to the royal chambers of Queen Thalara. The hallways of the palace were vast, glowing with soft light from crystals embedded in the walls. The air was cool, and the subtle hum of energy pulsed through the floor beneath him. Zetherian architecture was breathtaking, but Aaron did not have time to marvel. His mind was already racing with thoughts of the next trials. Kyle walked beside him, his long fingers brushing lightly against the walls as if reading the energy around them. "The Queen has decided to test you further," Kale said. "The upcoming trials will not only measure your strength and skill, but your ability to adapt. Zetherians value innovation as much as power." Aaron nodded, feeling the weight of the challenge. Humans were often underestimated on alien worlds. He had already surprised them in the first trials, but the road ahead would be even more difficult. "I am ready," he said, his voice calm despite the tension in his chest. I will do what I must. They entered a large chamber that resembled a forest, though it was entirely artificial. Trees with metallic leaves shimmered under the purple light, and streams of crystal-clear water flowed in intricate patterns. At the center of the chamber stood a platform, glowing with a golden aura. This was the stage for the next trial. Queen Thalara appeared on the platform, her presence commanding the entire chamber. This trial will test your skill and strategy, she announced. You will face opponents trained to perfection. Success requires more than strength. It requires thought, observation, and courage. Fail, and you may not return to your people. The doors at the far end of the chamber opened, and a group of Zetherian warriors entered. They were elite fighters, their bodies radiating energy that marked them as masters of both physical and psychic combat. Each warrior was armed with a blade that glowed faintly and could respond to their mental commands. Aaron's stomach tightened. He had faced Zetherians before, but never in a combat trial designed to test every limit. Kale whispered, "Do not rely on strength alone. Observe, anticipate, and act carefully." Aaron took a deep breath and nodded. He had trained for challenges on Earth, but Zetheria was in a different league. He reminded himself that humans had strengths that the Zetherians often ignored. Speed, intuition, creativity, and unpredictability could be powerful weapons when used wisely. The first warrior charged at him. Aaron sidestepped quickly, using his momentum to slide across the floor. The warrior's blade sliced the air where he had just been, leaving a faint trail of energy. Aaron ducked, rolled, and sprang to his feet. His movements were precise and calculated, relying on observation rather than brute force. The second warrior attacked from a different angle. Aaron's eyes flicked around the room. He noticed that the warriors were following predictable patterns. Even their psychic movements had subtle tells. Using this, he anticipated their strikes, dodging and weaving between attacks. The crowd watching from the platform murmured in surprise. Humans were not supposed to move like this. Minutes passed, and Aaron continued to evade attacks. Sweat ran down his face, but his mind stayed sharp. He used his environment to his advantage, ducking behind metallic trees and leaping over streams of flowing crystal water. Each time he moved, he learned something new about the opponents and their strategies. One warrior, taller and faster than the others, moved directly toward him. Aaron's instincts told him not to fight head-on. Instead, he lured the warrior into a narrow passage, where the warrior's speed became a disadvantage. The human pivoted, causing the warrior to stumble slightly. It was enough. Aaron used a swift strike with a short blade he had brought from his ship, barely touching the warrior but enough to demonstrate control. The crowd gasped at his skill. Queen Thalara's eyes narrowed. She had seen many warriors, but humans rarely showed such tactical thinking. Aaron had not relied on power. He had relied on his mind, and that was what made him dangerous in a way they had not anticipated. The trial was far from over. The next stage was a puzzle designed to challenge intelligence and adaptability. The room shifted around him. Walls changing positions and glowing symbols appeared in patterns. He had to navigate the room using the symbols to unlock doors and deactivate traps. Aaron studied the patterns carefully. Each symbol seemed to follow a sequence. He recognized repetitions and differences, forming a mental map in his mind. Step by step, he moved through the shifting corridors, avoiding traps and guiding himself with logic and observation. His heart pounded, but his determination never wavered. Several of the Zetherian observers leaned forward in fascination. Humans were not supposed to solve these puzzles. Their minds were considered simple compared to the psychic and intellectual capabilities of Zetherians. Yet here was Aaron, a human moving with precision and insight that rivaled their best strategists. When he reached the center, a glowing crystal rose from the floor. Touching it ended the puzzle, and the shifting walls returned to their original positions. Aaron exhaled deeply, feeling both exhaustion and triumph. The next test combined both physical and mental challenges. A holographic battlefield appeared, populated with simulated enemies and obstacles. Aaron had to guide a team of Zetherian warriors through the battlefield, completing objectives while facing constant attacks. The warriors were skeptical at first, some resisting his instructions. Aaron adjusted his approach. He spoke clearly, giving simple commands and led by example. He demonstrated strategy and foresight, using humans' natural adaptability to handle unexpected situations. Slowly, the warriors began to trust him, following his lead. Step by step, they completed the mission. The observers were silent, then broke into applause. Humans were not supposed to lead, yet Aaron had done so with intelligence, courage, and patience. Queen Thalara stepped down from her platform, her glowing eyes locked on him. "You continue to surprise me, human," she said. "Your strength lies not in physical power, but in creativity, strategy, and courage. You may have underestimated the expectations, but you rise to them. Few would have succeeded as you have." Aaron bowed. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I only do what humans do best. We find a way." The Queen's expression softened slightly, though her eyes remained sharp. "You have more to prove. The trials are not over, but you have shown that humans have hidden potential. The next challenge will reveal if your mind can match your spirit. Prepare yourself." Kale approached him, smiling faintly. "You have impressed everyone, Aaron. Even the Queen did not expect this. But the next challenge will test you in ways you cannot imagine. Be ready." Aaron nodded, feeling both anticipation and determination. Humans were often underestimated, but that was their advantage. What others saw as weakness could become strength if used wisely. He had survived this stage, but the real test was yet to come. As he rested briefly, observing the alien warriors and the crystalline forest around him, he realized something important. Zetherians relied heavily on power, speed, and psychic abilities. Humans relied on something different: observation, creativity, and adaptability. It was not better or worse, it was different. And in the right circumstances, difference could become the greatest strength. Aaron's thoughts were interrupted as Queen Thalara returned to the center of the chamber. The final stage of this trial will combine all elements: mind, body, and spirit. You will face opponents and challenges designed to push you beyond your limits. Many have failed before you. Few have succeeded. Show us what humans are truly capable of. Aaron took a deep breath. His body was tired, but his mind was sharp. He felt a strange energy building within him, a sense of focus he had never experienced on Earth. This was not psychic power, nor was it raw strength. It was the human spirit, the ability to endure, adapt, and rise above challenges. He stepped forward, ready for whatever the Queen had planned. The crowd watched, a mixture of skepticism and curiosity on their faces. Aaron knew that they did not yet understand the full potential of humanity. Soon they would. The trial had begun. Humans were underestimated, but underestimation could be the greatest advantage. Aaron smiled faintly, feeling confident. The story of the human Groom was just beginning, and no one, not even the alien Queen, would forget what they were about to witness. The chamber fell silent as Aaron prepared for the next stage of the trial. He had survived the initial tests, impressed the elite warriors, and earned a measure of respect from Queen Thalara, though she had not yet shown approval. Now the final and most demanding trial awaited him, a test designed to push both body and mind beyond limits and reveal true potential. The walls of the chamber shimmered and vanished, revealing a vast arena. The floor was a reflective black surface that seemed endless. Floating platforms hovered above, shifting in patterns that seemed random but were in fact designed to confuse the opponent. Energy barriers flashed in bright colors, appearing and disappearing with speed. And at the center of the arena, a massive Zetherian warrior awaited, radiating psychic energy so strong it made the air vibrate. "Your task is simple," Queen Thalara said, her voice echoing in the vast space. "Defeat your opponent or demonstrate mastery of your spirit. Many have failed here, human. Few have faced what lies ahead. Do not underestimate the challenge." Aaron's chest tightened, but he remained calm. He had faced challenges that relied on strength, speed, and intelligence. This would test all three together. He studied the arena carefully, noting the patterns of the platforms, the positions of the energy barriers, and the subtle movements of his opponent. The Zetherian warrior lunged first. His blade moved with incredible speed, leaving streaks of light in the air. Aaron dodged instinctively, rolling to the side and using the momentum of a floating platform to spring back up. The warrior attacked again, faster this time, forcing Aaron to react quickly. He realized that no human had faced this many attacks in such a short time, yet his mind adapted. He noticed the pattern in the warrior's strikes, predicting movements before they happened. As the duel continued, Aaron felt something unusual awaken inside him. A warmth, like energy flowing through every nerve and muscle. It was not psychic energy like the Zetherians used, nor was it brute strength. It was something new, something uniquely human. It felt like focus, determination, and creativity combining into a single force. Aaron took a deep breath and shifted his strategy. He no longer simply dodged. He used the environment as an extension of his mind. Platforms tilted under his weight, energy barriers became tools for diversion, and the reflective floor allowed him to anticipate attacks by reading light patterns. Each movement was precise, calculated, and unexpected. The crowd gasped. No human had ever moved with such mastery in a Zetherian trial. Even the Queen's glowing eyes widened slightly. Aaron's opponent attacked relentlessly, but every strike met a counter or evasion that seemed almost effortless. Then Aaron acted decisively. He moved to the center of the arena and extended his hands. A subtle glow emanated from him, faint at first but growing stronger. The energy around the arena shifted in response, reacting to his focus. The floating platforms aligned in ways that mirrored his movements. Energy barriers slowed, almost as if respecting his intent. The Zetherian warrior paused, sensing a force he could not understand. Aaron smiled faintly. He realized that his human mind, combined with his spirit and adaptability, had allowed him to manipulate the arena in ways the Zetherians never expected. It was not a traditional power, but it was effective. He was no longer just reacting. He was influencing the battle itself. With careful steps, he approached his opponent. Each movement was deliberate, each decision precise. The warrior lunged one last time, but Aaron sidestepped, using the energy of the arena to redirect the attack harmlessly. He did not strike to harm. He struck to demonstrate control. The opponent stumbled and fell back, acknowledging the human skill. The crowd erupted into astonished murmurs. No one had ever seen a human exhibit such control, blending observation, strategy, and an unseen force that defied their understanding. Queen Thalara remained silent for a moment, studying Aaron with intensity. "Impressive," she said finally, her voice calm but carrying weight. "You have shown strength beyond the ordinary. You have adapted, learned, and mastered what many cannot even comprehend. You are a different human. Your potential is extraordinary." Aaron felt a mixture of relief and pride. He had not used raw power. He had not relied on psychic abilities. He had relied on something uniquely human: creativity, focus, and the ability to adapt to any challenge. The realization strengthened his confidence. Humans had been underestimated, but underestimation could be a weapon if used wisely. Kale approached him quietly. "You have done what few expected, Aaron. Your mind and spirit are remarkable. The Queen will want to see how far this potential can go. Are you ready for the final test?" Aaron nodded. "I am ready. I know humans have strengths no one expects. Now it is time to show them fully." The Queen raised her hands and the arena transformed again. The platforms rose higher, spinning faster, and multiple opponents appeared. Warriors, each radiating powerful energy. This trial was no longer about survival alone. It was about mastery, strategy, and control. Aaron's focus sharpened. He could feel the hidden power inside him, guiding his movements and enhancing his perception. He faced the first opponent. His actions were deliberate, blending speed, agility, and careful observation. Every movement counted, every decision shaped the battlefield. He dodged attacks, redirected energy flows, and used the terrain to his advantage. The human crowd and even the alien observers watched in disbelief. Humans were considered weak, yet here was one controlling an arena in ways no Zetherian had predicted. As he moved, Aaron began to notice patterns in the enemy's behavior. They were powerful but predictable in their own way. He anticipated strikes, using them to his advantage. A leap here, a sidestep there, and he began to neutralize attacks with precision. It was not strength that won, but intelligence and focus. One warrior, the strongest of the group, stepped forward, radiating more energy than the others combined. He lunged at Aaron with force that could have easily crushed a human. Aaron did not flinch. He met the attack with calm, using every bit of his hidden power to redirect and neutralize the energy. The force of the strike reverberated through the arena, yet Aaron remained unshaken. Queen Thalara's eyes widened. She had never seen a human demonstrate such control. His movements were unlike anything she had witnessed in decades of training warriors. Humans were unpredictable, yes, but Aaron's unpredictability was enhanced by focus and precision, making him far more dangerous than anyone expected. The crowd fell silent as Aaron approached the final warrior. His body moved fluidly, combining every lesson from the trials. Speed, strategy, observation, and courage flowed together, forming a pattern that even the Zetherians could not anticipate. The final strike came, a test of strength, skill, and spirit. Aaron met it with perfect timing, redirecting the energy harmlessly, and his opponent fell to his knees in acknowledgement. The arena went quiet. For the first time in the history of the trials, a human had demonstrated mastery not through power, but through ingenuity and spirit. Queen Thalara stepped forward, her expression a mix of shock and admiration. "You have exceeded all expectations," she said, her voice steady but carrying authority. "I have never seen a human display such capability. You have adapted, endured, and mastered challenges that would break even the strongest Zetherian. Your potential is unlike anything I have ever encountered." Aaron bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I only did what humans do naturally. We adapt, we learn, and we find a way." The Queen studied him for a long moment, then nodded. "You have proven that humans are not what we believed. Your hidden power, your focus, strategy, and adaptability makes you a force to be reckoned with. You will continue to the final stage, where we shall see the true extent of your abilities." Aaron straightened, feeling a surge of confidence. The hidden power he had awakened was not a gift from the stars nor an alien ability. It was human ingenuity and spirit, magnified by focus and determination. He knew that this was only the beginning, that the real challenges were still ahead. Kale approached him once more. "The Queen is impressed, Aaron. Humans have been underestimated for centuries, but you have shown that our expectations were flawed. You have hidden potential even among the strongest Zetherians." Aaron nodded. "Then it is time to show them fully. Humans are not weak. We are capable of more than anyone expects." The arena shifted once again, preparing for the ultimate test. Floating platforms, energy barriers, and powerful opponents all awaited. The human Groom had survived the initial challenges, demonstrated strategy and courage, and unlocked a hidden human power that none could ignore. As he prepared to face the next stage, Aaron felt ready. Humans had always adapted to challenges even when underestimated. Now in the heart of Zetheria, he would show the galaxy what humans were truly capable of. The story of the human Groom was reaching a turning point. Queen Thalara had seen something she had never imagined, and the court would never forget it. Humans had hidden strength, and Aaron was the first to reveal it fully. The next stage would test him like never before, but he was ready. And as the arena glowed around him, he knew one thing for certain. Humans were not weak. Humans were unstoppable when they embraced their true potential. The arena was transformed again, larger than before and filled with dangers beyond imagination. Floating platforms twisted in impossible patterns. Beams of energy pulsed unpredictably, threatening to strike anyone who misstepped. Multiple opponents hovered on the platforms, each more powerful and skilled than the last. The air was thick with energy and the floor shimmered as if alive. Aaron took a deep breath, steadying himself. The previous trials had pushed him to discover his hidden potential, and now he would face the ultimate test. He was no longer just a human participating in a ritual. He was a contender in a battle designed to test mind, body, and spirit to their limits. Queen Thalara's voice echoed through the chamber. "This is the final stage. Only by mastering all elements will you succeed. Humans are underestimated, and this trial will show whether your potential is true. Prove yourself, human." Aaron's eyes scanned the arena carefully. He noticed the rhythm of the energy beams, the timing of the floating platforms, and the positions of the opponents. Each detail mattered. Every choice would determine success or failure. The first wave of opponents surged forward. They moved as a unit, coordinated, powerful, and precise. Aaron did not hesitate. He jumped onto a nearby platform, adjusting his balance with careful precision. Using his agility, he dodged and rolled through attacks, observing patterns and finding openings. He realized something remarkable. The energy of the arena seemed to respond to his focus, growing faintly in alignment with his movements. It was subtle, but he could sense it. Humans had never been known to influence Zetherian energy, yet here he was, using intuition and concentration to affect the battlefield. The second wave of opponents was more dangerous. They attacked from multiple angles, combining psychic strikes with physical force. Aaron ducked, sidestepped, and leaped. Each move required precise timing, combining agility, observation, and strategy. He did not rely on raw power. Instead, he used his environment, predicting where attacks would come and turning them to his advantage. A large Zetherian warrior lunged at him, energy crackling along his blade. Aaron jumped onto a spinning platform, landing lightly and using its momentum to propel himself forward. The warrior's strike missed by inches. Aaron moved like a shadow, fluid and adaptable, blending speed with careful observation. The crowd of observers whispered in amazement. Humans were not supposed to move with such precision in a Zytherian trial. The queen's eyes widened slightly, and for the first time, she seemed intrigued rather than skeptical. Aaron's hidden potential was fully awakening. It was not psychic power nor raw strength. It was the combination of strategy, intuition, creativity, and human determination. He began to anticipate every attack before it happened, subtly influencing the energy of the arena to give himself advantage. The largest opponent, the champion of the Zytherian elite, stepped forward. His presence radiated immense psychic energy, enough to make the floor tremble. The arena shifted violently as if responding to his arrival. He moved with speed and precision that few could match, yet Aaron remained calm. He had faced challenges like this before. He had adapted. The champion struck with incredible force, aiming directly at Aaron. He leaped, twisted, and landed lightly, using a floating platform as leverage. The energy crackled around them, but Aaron's focus never wavered. He realized that the champion relied heavily on predictable energy patterns. By observing closely, he could anticipate attacks and redirect their force. With careful movements, he deflected the champion's strikes, not with brute strength, but with precision and control. Each time the champion attacked, Aaron responded with creativity and strategy, turning dangerous energy into harmless displays. The crowd watched in astonishment. A human was standing against the Zytherian champion and holding his own. Queen Thalara's eyes narrowed. She had seen many warriors defeat opponents with raw power, but never someone who could neutralize force with intelligence and focus. The hidden human power was real, and it was unlike anything she had encountered. Aaron's confidence grew. He was beginning to understand the full extent of his abilities. Humans had been underestimated for centuries, but their greatest strength was adaptability. Where others relied on predictable methods, humans improvised. Where others relied on raw force, humans used strategy and intellect. And in this arena, adaptability was more powerful than any psychic strike. The champion struck again, a series of rapid attacks that could have overwhelmed most opponents. Aaron moved like water, sidestepping, dodging, and using the energy of the arena to redirect the force. Each movement was calculated, precise, and deliberate. The champion stumbled slightly, surprised by the human's control. Then Aaron saw the opening. With a burst of speed and focus, he moved toward the champion, not to harm him, but to demonstrate mastery. He redirected a psychic strike harmlessly into an energy barrier, used a floating platform to leverage his position, and landed in front of the champion. The opponent fell back, acknowledging Aaron's skill without resistance. The arena erupted in whispers and gasps. A human had not only survived, but dominated the final stage without using destructive force. Queen Thalara stepped forward, her glowing eyes focused on him. "You have done what no other human has accomplished," she said. "You have faced the strongest of Zytheria, and demonstrated power beyond physical strength. Your mind, your spirit, and your ingenuity are remarkable. You are extraordinary." Aaron bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I only did what humans do naturally. We adapt, we learn, and we rise to the challenge." The queen studied him carefully. Her expression softened slightly, though her eyes remained intense. "I have underestimated humans," she admitted. "Your hidden potential is unlike anything I imagined. You are not only a survivor, you are a master of challenges that would overwhelm even the greatest Zytherians." Kale stepped forward, his glowing eyes filled with admiration. "You have surpassed expectations, Aaron. Humans are often overlooked, but you have proven that our potential is limitless." "Even the queen has acknowledged it," Aaron smiled faintly. "It was never about proving anything to others. It was about showing what humans are capable of when we face a challenge and refuse to give up." Queen Thalara nodded. "You have done more than survive. You have changed perceptions. Your abilities are rare and your spirit is exceptional. The trials are complete, but the lessons you have given us will last forever. You have shown that humans possess strength, intelligence, and adaptability beyond what we believed possible." The crowd of Zytherians erupted into applause. Humans had been underestimated for centuries, but now they had a champion among them. Aaron had not only survived the trials, but he had revealed a hidden power that no one had seen before. The queen approached him personally. "Aaron, you have earned my respect, not just as a participant, but as a leader and strategist. Your hidden human power is real and it is extraordinary. You will continue to play a vital role in the alliance between our worlds. Aaron nodded, feeling both pride and humility. He had not used brute force, nor had he relied on alien powers. He had relied on something uniquely human: creativity, adaptability, and determination. Humans were underestimated, but underestimation could become their greatest advantage. Kale smiled. The Queen's recognition is not given lightly. You have changed the way Zytherians see humans. You are a symbol of what we can accomplish. Aaron took a deep breath. Then let this be just the beginning. Humans are capable of more than anyone expects, and I will show them what that means. Queen Thalara studied him for a long moment, then nodded. Very well. You have proven yourself in every way. The final ceremony will honor your achievements and solidify the alliance. You have not only survived the trials but surpassed them. The story of the human Groom will be remembered across Zytheria. Aaron allowed himself a small smile. The trials were over, and humans had won respect not through force but through ingenuity, strategy, and perseverance. He had faced the greatest challenges the Zytherians could offer, and emerged victorious not by overpowering them, but by demonstrating the hidden potential of humanity. As the arena glowed with light and energy, Aaron realized that the true test was not only about skill or strength. It was about proving that humans could rise to challenges, adapt to impossible situations, and surpass expectations. The hidden power of humanity had been revealed, and it was more powerful than anyone on Zytheria could have imagined. The story of the human Groom had reached its climax. Queen Thalara had witnessed firsthand that humans were not weak, not simple, and not easily defeated. The trials had ended, but the respect earned would last a lifetime. Aaron looked at the crowd, at the elite warriors, and at Queen Thalara. For the first time, he felt that humans were not outsiders in this world. They were equals, capable of greatness beyond expectation. And with that realization, the path to the final ceremony and the ultimate alliance was clear. Humans had proven themselves, and the galaxy would take notice. The arena had settled into a calm glow, and the energy of the trials hung in the air. Aaron stood at the center, sweat on his brow, his chest rising and falling as he regained his breath. Around him, Zytherians whispered in awe, their eyes reflecting a mixture of respect and disbelief. Humans had survived their greatest trials, and one human, in particular, had shown something that no Zytherian had ever imagined. Queen Thalara approached, her glowing eyes locking on Aaron's. There was no arrogance in her expression, only genuine acknowledgement of his achievements. The silence in the chamber was profound. This was a moment of recognition, not just for him but for all humans. You have done more than survive, the Queen said. You have revealed the hidden potential of humanity. Your intelligence, strategy, courage, and adaptability are unlike anything I have ever encountered. You have changed the way Zytherians view humans forever. Aaron bowed respectfully. Thank you, Your Majesty. Humans may not have your strength or your psychic abilities, but we have determination, creativity, and the ability to adapt. That is what I have shown here today. The Queen nodded. Indeed, your performance has earned you a place in Zytherian history. From this day forward, humans will be respected and recognized for their true potential. You are not just a participant in the alliance. You are a symbol of what humanity can achieve. Kyle stepped forward, smiling faintly. You have done it, Aaron. You have earned the respect of the Queen and the court. Humans are no longer underestimated. Your actions will be remembered for generations. Aaron's mind raced, thinking not only of the recognition but of the opportunities ahead. The trials had been dangerous, exhausting, and demanding, but they had also shown him what humans could achieve when they embraced their strengths. He had relied on intelligence, focus, and strategy rather than raw power. He had turned obstacles into advantages and demonstrated that human adaptability could match even the greatest alien abilities. The Queen motioned for the ceremony to continue. The floating platforms in the arena transformed into a stage for the final celebration. Zytherian dignitaries, warriors, and scholars gathered to witness the culmination of the trials. The air was charged with anticipation, the energy of respect and admiration filling the space. Queen Thalara stepped to the center, her presence commanding yet composed. Aaron, human of Earth, you have shown courage and mastery beyond what we expected. In recognition of your achievements and the spirit you have demonstrated, I formally honor you as an ally of Zytheria. Your role in our alliance is not symbolic alone, it is vital. You embody the qualities that make humans extraordinary. Aaron felt a warmth spread through him. This was more than recognition. It was an acknowledgement that humans, often underestimated in the galaxy, had the ability to shape events, to influence outcomes, and to rise to challenges that even the strongest Zetherians could not foresee. You honor me, Your Majesty, Aaron said, his voice steady. I accept this role with humility and pride. Humans will continue to prove that our strengths are real, and that we can contribute to the galaxy in ways that are unique and valuable. The Queen's expression softened further, and a faint smile touched her lips. You have proven that humans are not merely participants in the galaxy. You are creators, thinkers, and leaders. Your abilities are not limited by physical strength or psychic talent. The galaxy will remember this day as the moment humanity earned its rightful place among the stars. The crowd erupted into applause, their admiration for Aaron evident in every gesture and word. The elite warriors who had once doubted him now bowed in respect. Scholars whispered among themselves, noting the strategies he had used to succeed. Even younger Zytherians looked to him with awe, inspired by the unexpected achievements of a human. Kale approached Aaron and placed a hand on his shoulder. You have done more than survive the trials. You have inspired an entire civilization. The Queen's acknowledgement is only the beginning. Your actions will pave the way for future humans to participate in Zetherian society and influence the galaxy. Aaron nodded. That is all I could hope for. If humans are seen as equals, then the work is worth it. The trials were not just for me. They were for everyone from Earth. We have shown that humans can adapt, overcome, and excel when given the chance. The Queen raised her hands, signaling the final act of the ceremony. A series of holographic images appeared, depicting moments from the trials. Aaron navigating the psychic maze, dodging attacks, directing the Zetherian warriors, and mastering the arena. Each image highlighted a moment of ingenuity, strategy, or courage. The crowd watched in silent admiration, witnessing the story of human potential come alive before their eyes. You have changed our perspective, Queen Thalara said. Zetherians have always valued strength and skill, but you have demonstrated that intelligence, creativity, and adaptability are equally vital. Humans have hidden power, and you have revealed it to us all. Aaron took a deep breath and addressed the crowd. I am grateful for the opportunity to demonstrate what humans can do. We may not have the same abilities as Zetherians, but we have unique strengths that allow us to face challenges in ways others may not expect. If we work together, humans and Zetherians can accomplish incredible things. The audience responded with applause, cheers, and nods of agreement. For the first time, humans were recognized not as weak outsiders but as capable and valuable partners. Aaron had turned the perception of an entire civilization. Queen Thalara stepped forward and placed a ceremonial emblem on Aaron's chest. The emblem glowed with a soft light, symbolizing the alliance between humans and Zetherians and the acknowledgement of his achievements. This emblem marks not only your success but the beginning of a new era. Humans will now have a respected place in our society, and your legacy will inspire generations to come. Aaron felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The trials had been difficult, pushing him to his limits, but they had also revealed the truth about humanity. Humans were capable of adaptation, strategy, and creativity that could rival even the strongest alien abilities. He had demonstrated the hidden power that existed in every human being, a potential often overlooked but undeniable when recognized and applied. Kyle spoke quietly. The trials have ended, but your work is just beginning. You have shown what is possible. But now it is time to build bridges between our worlds. Humans will be remembered not only for survival, but for leadership, innovation, and courage. Aaron nodded. Then we will continue. We have shown that humans can rise to challenges, and now we must ensure that future generations have the same opportunity. This is not the end. It is only the beginning. Queen Thalara watched him, her glowing eyes reflecting both respect and admiration. You have earned your place, Aaron. Humans will be allies, and your example will guide our interactions with them. You have shown that strength comes in many forms, and sometimes the greatest power lies in ingenuity, adaptability, and courage. The ceremony concluded with a display of light and energy, the emblem on Aaron's chest glowing brightly as a symbol of honor and recognition. The Zetherians celebrated the human who had surpassed expectations, changed perceptions, and revealed the hidden power of his species. As the crowd dispersed, Aaron took a moment to reflect on what had transpired. Humans were no longer underestimated. They had earned respect, not through raw force or alien abilities, but through qualities that were uniquely their own. Intelligence, adaptability, courage, and the ability to innovate in the face of impossible odds had proven more powerful than anyone could imagine. Kyle stood beside him. "You have done something remarkable, Aaron. The Queen respects you, the court respects you, and humans now have a place here. Your legacy will endure." Aaron looked toward the horizon, where the twin suns of Zetheria cast long shadows across the crystal landscape. "It is not about recognition for one person," he said. "It is about showing that humans, as a species, have potential that cannot be ignored. We can achieve great things if we are given the chance." Queen Thalara approached one final time. "Your performance has been extraordinary. You have earned respect, honor, and a place in history. The galaxy will watch humans with new eyes thanks to your courage and skill. Remember this, human Groom. Your actions have changed more than a trial. They have changed the perception of an entire species." Aaron bowed deeply. "I will not forget, Your Majesty. Humans will continue to prove themselves, and I will ensure that our strengths are recognized and respected across the stars." The Queen's expression softened into a rare smile. "Then go forth, Aaron. Let your example guide others, and may the hidden power of humanity inspire not just our world, but the galaxy beyond." As Aaron left the arena, the people of Zetheria cheered, and the tale of the human Groom who had revealed the hidden power of his species spread across the planet. Humans were no longer outsiders. They were respected, valued, and recognized as capable allies, their ingenuity and courage earning a permanent place in Zetherian society.